Imagine being able to memorize an entire deck of cards in under a minute. Or recall hundreds of random numbers after seeing them just once. Sounds impossible. Memory champions do it all the time. But here's the secret: they weren't born with superhuman brains. They train their minds using techniques anyone can learn. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. First, let's talk about how memory actually works. Your brain isn't like a computer that stores information in perfect files. Instead, it relies on associations, emotions, and patterns to encode and retrieve memories. The stronger the connection, the easier it is to remember. That's why memory champions don't rely on brute force. They use hacks that work with their brain's natural strengths. And you can do the same. Let's start with the memory palace, the most powerful memory technique in history. This method dates back to ancient Greece, where orators used it to deliver hours-long speeches without notes. Here's how it works. Imagine a familiar place, like your home. Mentally place the information you want to remember at specific locations inside it. When you need to recall the information, you mentally walk through your memory palace, picking up each item along the way. For example, if you needed to remember a shopping list, milk, bananas, eggs, you could picture a giant milk carton spilling in your doorway, bananas hanging from your ceiling like vines, and eggs cracking all over your kitchen table. The more bizarre and vivid the image, the stronger the memory. Next, let's talk about chunking, a technique that breaks large amounts of information into smaller, manageable pieces. Your brain can only hold about 7 items at a time in short-term memory. But by grouping information into meaningful chunks, you can remember much more. This is why phone numbers are split into sections, because 555-472-8394 is much harder to remember than 555-472-8394. Memory champions use chunking to memorize long strings of numbers, names, and even entire books. Another powerful technique: the major system, a way to convert numbers into sounds and words so they become easier to remember. Instead of memorizing random digits, you turn them into visual stories that stick. For example, the number 32 might become moon and 41 might become rat. So, if you had to remember 3241, you'd picture a moon crashing into a giant rat. Sounds weird? That's the point. Strange, emotional, or funny images make memories stronger. Now, what about names and faces? One of the biggest challenges people face is remembering names. The trick: association and exaggeration. Let's say you meet someone named Jack. Instead of repeating Jack in your head, create a mental picture. Imagine Jack wearing a giant Jack-in-the-Box costume or lifting a massive car jack. The sillier, the better. When you see Jack again, your brain will instantly recall the image, bringing his name with it. But memory isn't just about techniques, it's also about lifestyle. Your brain needs the right fuel and habits to perform at its best. Here's what memory champions do to keep their minds sharp: exercise regularly. Aerobic exercise increases blood flow to the brain, improving memory and cognitive function. Get enough sleep. Your brain consolidates memories while you sleep, strengthening what you've learned during the day. Practice mindfulness. Meditation has been shown to enhance focus and memory by strengthening the prefrontal cortex. Use spaced repetition. Instead of cramming, review information at increasing intervals. This strengthens long-term retention. The best part: these memory techniques aren't just for competitions. They can help you remember important details in conversations, ace exams, learn new languages, and boost your career. So, if you've ever thought you have a bad memory, think again. Your brain is capable of incredible things. All you have to do is train it. Try one of these techniques today and let me know in the comments, what's the first thing you're going to memorize? And if you want more brain boosting tips, don't forget to subscribe.